We spend billions on supplements, gym memberships, and anti-aging creams. We track our steps and count our calories. But what if all that focus misses the ultimate secret? The single most robust, scientifically proven predictor of how long and how well you will live is not your diet. It is the quality of your relationships. Loneliness is associated with the same health risks as smoking 15 cigarettes every day. Over the next hour, we will explore the stunning biological science of social connection. We will reveal the simple daily habit that builds the social fabric essential for a long, vibrant life. A habit that could add a decade of active, healthy living to your 60s and beyond. We often search for wisdom in the wrong places. We look to expensive products. We look to fleeting trends. We look inward, consumed by rigid personal routines. But the real answer has been hiding in plain sight. It is found in how we connect with others. This truth is so profound, so simple, that most people dismiss it entirely. They cannot believe something free and intangible could hold the key to longevity. If you are navigating or moving past your 6th decade, you stand at a crucial pivot point. The habits you choose now will dictate the next 20 or 30 years of your life. Will they be years of quiet decline and isolation, or years of profound, vibrant engagement and growth? The stakes are higher than most of us realize. The U.S. Surgeon General has declared loneliness an epidemic. It is not merely a sad feeling. It registers as a biological threat. If you want to make the best investment in your future health, you must invest in your social life. This approach is the new frontier of anti-aging wisdom. Before we dive into the specific daily habit that can change everything, take a moment to reflect. If the profound insights on this channel help you gain clarity and actionable wisdom, ensure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell. You will find more actionable, evidence-based research here than anywhere else on the platform. It is time to truly uncover the science of connection. For over 8 decades, researchers at Harvard University have tracked the lives of the same group of men and women. They follow their professional paths. They track their marriages. They document their losses, their diets, and their triumphs. This investigation stands as the longest and most comprehensive study of adult life ever conducted. The research goal was straightforward: to find the true secret to a happy and healthy life. The accumulated results, delivered over decades of analysis, were stunning. They defied common expectations. The secret was not wealth. It was not fame. It was not even the absence of daily conflict in their relationships. The individuals who lived the longest and lived the happiest were those who consistently prioritized their relationships. Good relationships keep us healthier. Good relationships actively delay mental and physical decline. This realization is the central thesis of true longevity. If you maintain someone you can truly rely on, a partner, a close friend, a sibling, your brain stays sharper for longer. Your body stays stronger. This foundational truth gives us our essential direction. But before we build, we must define the opposite. Loneliness is the profound feeling of being isolated. It is the opposite of connection. You can attend large parties and still feel profoundly lonely. You might have a large social network, yet lack meaningful, intimate interaction. This feeling of being profoundly disconnected carries a measurable physical toll. How exactly does an emotional state translate into biological damage? Think of sustained loneliness as chronic stress in disguise. When we feel isolated, our primal brain interprets this sensation as danger. We are social creatures. Being alone historically meant vulnerability and risk. This danger signal forces the body into a perpetual state of readiness. The body responds by flooding your system with cortisol. Cortisol is the primary stress hormone. A temporary, necessary burst of cortisol helps you react to a threat. However, chronic, elevated cortisol, constantly fueled by feelings of isolation, actively destroys your well-being. It wears down your systems prematurely. It speeds up aging at the cellular level. Chronic cortisol is strongly linked to unwanted weight gain, persistent sleep disruption, and the degradation of the immune system. If your goal is to protect your heart health and mental resilience, you must reduce your ambient cortisol levels. The easiest, most enjoyable, and most effective way to lower this internal stress is through warm, safe human connection. The scientific data confirms this biological interaction conclusively. Beyond stress hormones, loneliness also directly fuels systemic inflammation. Inflammation is the silent process underlying almost every major age-related disease. It contributes to cardiovascular issues, arthritis, diabetes, and even some cancers. When your body is inflamed, it struggles intensely to repair itself. Social isolation triggers inflammatory responses in the body that directly mimic the severity of a physical infection. Essentially, chronic loneliness makes you biologically sick. If you actively maintain robust, healthy relationships, your body produces compounds that actively soothe inflammation. Your immune system works much more efficiently. Your body recovers faster from inevitable stress and sickness. Your genuine social network acts as an active biological buffer against the physical demands of life. The impact of connection on the aging brain is perhaps the most compelling evidence we have. Social interaction is natural, powerful cognitive exercise. When you are listening intently, responding thoughtfully, debating gently, or sharing genuine laughter, your brain is firing on all cylinders. This activity builds what scientists call cognitive reserve. A strong cognitive reserve means your brain has redundancy and flexibility. If certain pathways are damaged by typical aging or disease, others can compensate and take over the workload. Socializing constantly challenges your memory, processing speed, and emotional intelligence. It is complex, natural training for the brain. An isolated mind, conversely, grows idle. An idle brain declines noticeably faster. This is why the simple habit we are about to reveal is so vital. We have now established the stakes clearly. Loneliness measurably shortens life. Connection measurably lengthens it. But we must move beyond simply knowing this. We need a map. We need an actionable, systematic way to ensure we are getting our necessary daily dose of this essential medicine. To build this daily habit, we look first to the places on Earth where people live the longest, healthiest lives. These are the famous blue zones, places like Okinawa, Japan, and Sardinia, Italy. What is the fundamental common thread across all these geographically diverse cultures? It is not an exotic supplement or specific food. It is their community structure. These cultures deliberately create environments where social connection is unavoidable, formalized, and deeply meaningful. In Okinawa, they practice something called moai, a small, dedicated social support group that commits to each other for life. They meet constantly. They share their financial burdens, their triumphs, and their grief. Their connection is a structured, formalized part of their existence. We must learn from this structured approach. Our modern world, however, is fragmented. We may not have a lifelong moai built into our default lives. Therefore, we must be intentional. We must build our own system. But what kind of relationships should we prioritize? The biggest mistake people make about social health is fixating on the size of their network. People assume they need hundreds of online followers or dozens of party invitations to be healthy. This is scientifically untrue. A huge network of superficial acquaintances will not provide biological protection. In fact, constantly managing a large, superficial network can become an active source of stress and disappointment. What matters for longevity is profound quality. You need deep, trusting, reliable relationships. Researchers categorize your essential social network into 3 distinct tiers. Each tier serves a vital, distinct biological function. For optimal health, we must nurture all 3 tiers consistently every week. Tier 1 is your inner circle, the strong ties. This group typically consists of 1 to 5 individuals. These are the people you would call immediately in a crisis. They are the ones who know your flaws and still accept you completely. They provide unconditional emotional support and are absolutely essential for regulating your stress hormones. If this tier is empty, the data suggests you are at the highest health risk. Tier 2 is your support group, the medium ties. This might be 10 to 20 people. These are trusted colleagues, engaged neighbors, or partners in regular activity. They provide practical help, shared interests, and a crucial sense of functional belonging. They help maintain your weekly structure and routine. Tier 3 is the community net, the weak ties. This can involve 50 or more people. This includes the regular cashier at your local store, the casual acquaintance at the library, or the fellow volunteer you see once a month. These brief, positive interactions provide novelty, subtle validation, and a sense of belonging to the larger world. They are critical for boosting transient mood and breaking up the monotony of routine. Crucially, most people entering their 60s see their medium and weak ties shrink rapidly. Retirement removes colleagues. Relocation breaks neighborhood bonds. This rapid erosion is why we need a countermeasure. We need a simple, consistent daily habit to protect these connections. The habit we propose is a framework for intentionality. It requires deep attention, not endless hours of socializing. We call it the 3-2-1 connection rule. The 3-2-1 rule ensures you hit all 3 essential tiers of connection consistently throughout your week. It forces you to be purposeful about your social calendar. It demands very little time, but maximum quality of attention. Let us dissect the rule. The most important initial step is setting the internal intention. You must approach this not as a chore, but as taking your essential longevity medicine. The 3, engage with 3 weak ties. This element reinforces your community net. Weak ties are crucial for feeling integrated into society. They are also the easiest to execute and require minimal time. The goal is to initiate 3 brief, positive, non-transactional interactions every day. This means asking the person at the post office how their weekend was and truly listening for a moment. It means complimenting the bright scarf worn by a fellow shopper. It means offering a genuine smile and a brief warm word to the person walking their dog across the street. The science behind this is powerful. These small, positive bursts of social interaction release microdoses of dopamine and oxytocin in both parties. Researchers call these flickers of belonging. They instantly disrupt the negative, self-isolating loop and gently remind your brain that you are safe and seen by the community. It only requires 30 seconds per person, yet the cumulative, week-long effect is profound. Look for 3 specific opportunities today to acknowledge another human being with genuine warmth. Do not simply rush through your day's transactions. Pause, see the person, engage. The 2, connect with 2 medium ties. This tier is all about shared activity and interest. This is where you maintain your personal and social structure. The goal is to spend meaningful time with 2 people from your support group at least once per week. This could mean a planned video call with an old college friend to discuss a shared interest. It could mean scheduling a 45-minute walk with a neighbor to discuss neighborhood improvements. It could mean texting a group of friends to coordinate tickets for a local music event. The key here is coordinating something you do together, not just something you passively talk about. Shared tasks and goals cement medium ties far more effectively. For those recently retired, this step is vital for replacing structure. You must actively replace the structural connections that work provided. Join a specialized group, like a photography or gardening club. Volunteer at a local shelter. You are not just learning a skill, you are acquiring and reinforcing your essential Tier 2 relationships. The 1. Nurture 1 strong tie. This is the non-negotiable step. This focuses intensely on your inner circle. The 1 requires you to have 1 deep, vulnerability-based interaction every day or at least every other day. This is the activity that regulates your deepest emotional health. This means a focused 15-minute conversation with your partner or closest friend where you discuss something truly meaningful beyond the logistics of the day. It means sharing a worry, articulating a recent triumph, or revealing a genuine vulnerability. It means asking the crucial question, "How are you really doing?" and listening without any impulse to interrupt or judge. Why is this so powerful? Research shows that simply articulating stress to a deeply trusted person dramatically reduces the magnitude of the stress hormone response. That deep sense of being fully understood is the most powerful psychological and biological shield we possess against the aging process itself. The 3-2-1 connection rule is not a rigid law. It functions as an adaptive guideline. The goal is to achieve a consistent, healthy ratio of shallow, medium, and deep social interaction throughout your week. Do not view it as a frustrating checklist. View it as your personal social nutrient plan. Now, we must address the difficult reality of execution. Many people in their 60s face specific challenges, mobility limitations, moving far from long-term friends, or the profound sadness of having lost key loved ones. The absence of connection is not a personal failure. It is a logistical challenge that demands an intentional response. If mobility presents an issue, the 3 weak ties can still be successfully cultivated using technology. A genuine personalized comment on a family photo counts. A warm, handwritten note mailed to someone who recently helped you counts. The key rule remains: the interaction must be authentic, personalized, and non-transactional. Avoid scrolling passively. Be the active one who reaches out and initiates. If you have relocated after retirement, you must actively rebuild your medium ties. The quickest, most effective way to form bonds is through shared specific purpose. Look for a local nonprofit that aligns deeply with your core values and passions. Volunteering immediately places you with people who share your inherent philosophy. You bypass the awkwardness of initial small talk because you already have a common critical mission. This is the fastest, most effective way to build Tier 2 relationships from scratch. A very common objection is, "I am an introvert. I find constant socializing utterly exhausting." This reveals a profound misunderstanding of the habit. The 3-2-1 rule is specifically designed to support introverts. Introverts do not inherently dislike people. They dislike superficial, draining activity. Strong ties, Tier 1, are often the least draining interactions for an introvert because they permit authenticity and depth. The goal here is not constant loud noise. The goal is meaningful, selective depth. Find one trusted person and invest deeply in that conversation. That intimate connection will replenish your energy far more than a large, exhausting party ever could. What if the existing people in your life are sources of intense stress? This is critical for longevity. Toxic relationships are definitively worse for your health than being alone. Remember, the Harvard study emphasized good relationships. High conflict, unreliable, or consistently negative relationships increase your body's cortisol and systemic inflammation. They actively shorten your health span. Wisdom in your 60s demands clear discernment. If a relationship consistently drains your energy, disrespects your established boundaries, or fills you with perpetual dread, you must create distance. Protecting your internal peace is a primary form of self-care, and it is essential for sustained longevity. Do not hold on to negative ties merely out of misplaced obligation. Replace that time with actively cultivating new, positive, weak, or medium ties instead. For those who rely on digital tools, remember that technology is a vital tool, but it is not a replacement for connection. Video calls are excellent for maintaining the crucial strong tie connection. They allow you to see expressions and hear tone, which is vital for emotional intimacy. Texting is efficient for logistics and maintaining the medium ties. But always use technology to enhance real-world connections, not to create a convenient hiding place from them. Let us revisit the central, shocking promise of this connection habit. We are discussing more than simply feeling happy. We are talking about core biological resilience. By actively nurturing your social network, you are consistently signaling to your nervous system that the world is safe and supportive. This fundamental shift from defense mode, isolation, to relaxation mode, connection, has immediate, measurable effects on your biology. You will notice improvement in your sleep quality. You will observe a lowering of your resting blood pressure. You will increase your brain's capacity for learning new, complex things. And most profoundly, you are dramatically reducing your risk of dementia and cognitive decline. The research shows that the people who are most socially and cognitively active in their later years exhibit the lowest rates of neurodegeneration. Your committed community is, quite literally, your ultimate brain insurance plan. We have now reached the crucial part of this long journey. We have analyzed the science, we understand the biological imperative. You possess the actionable tool, the 3-2-1 connection rule. Let us look ahead to the next 30 days of implementation. Your task is to implement this habit every single day, or at least 5 days a week. Do not passively wait for an invitation to arrive. You are now the active architect of your social and physical health. You must initiate. In the morning, before you begin the day's tasks, deliberately decide on your one. Who will you connect with today on a deeper, meaningful level? A brief phone call, a shared coffee, a quiet vulnerability shared. Make that conversation the intentional anchor of your day. As you move through your routine, be actively mindful of your 3. Look for those 3 opportunities for a genuine, warm, 30-second interaction with an acquaintance or a stranger. Leave a small, deliberate trail of positive acknowledgement wherever you go. And throughout the span of your week, work consistently towards achieving your 2. Schedule the weekly walk, commit to the club meeting, plan the shared task. These committed activities add vital structure to your week and reinforce your necessary sense of functional belonging. If you struggle to remember, write the numbers 3-2-1 on a sticky note and place it right next to your keys or your phone. Let it be a gentle, persistent reminder of the most important longevity medicine you possess. What if you initially start this practice and find it challenging or awkward? That response is completely normal. We have spent decades prioritizing individual achievement and professional metrics. We must now intentionally retrain the fundamental muscle of connection. Social skills are like any other muscle. They atrophy severely without consistent use. The more you deliberately reach out, the easier and more natural the response becomes. Start small and actively celebrate small, consistent wins. Perhaps you realize you genuinely do not have a strong Tier 1. You feel there is no one currently available with whom to share deep vulnerability. Building this trust takes time and patience, but it is profoundly possible. Start by rigorously practicing being deeply trustworthy to others. Listen more intently than you speak. Ask genuinely open-ended questions. Share small, safe vulnerabilities first. Authentic, lasting intimacy is built in careful, intentional layers, not in single, rushed grand gestures. The connection habit is not about finding one perfect friend to solve all your problems. It is about actively practicing the essential art of being a good, reliable friend. As the great wisdom traditions consistently teach, the surest way to receive emotional support is to actively give it. When you approach interactions with a clear intention of contribution rather than emotional extraction, your network will inevitably flourish. We are entering a season of life where we have more accumulated wisdom and experience than ever before. If we are healthy, we possess more dedicated time than we have had in decades. This is the non-negotiable moment to redirect your energy. Stop obsessing over minor diet adjustments and focus completely on the major lever of longevity, your committed community. The choice, as always, is absolutely yours. You can treat aging as a harsh biological inevitability to be resisted with expensive, isolated practices. Or you can treat aging as a profound opportunity to invest in wisdom, enduring relationship, and deeper meaning. We are not suggesting this transformation will be effortless. Change requires sustained effort. But this specific effort is the most rewarding labor you will ever undertake. The dividends of healthy relationships pay out not just in extra calendar years, but in deeper fulfillment and joy during every single one of those years. If this knowledge has inspired you to reconnect intentionally with the people who matter most, show your support now. Like this video immediately. Share this important message with a loved one who might be feeling isolated and needing this specific wisdom. When you hit the subscribe button, you join a supportive community dedicated to a wiser, more connected way of living. We encourage you to activate the notification bell so you don't miss any future science-backed wisdom. Life is not a solo endeavor, it is a harmonious chorus. As you continue your journey, remember that your health span is fundamentally defined by the quality of your deep connections. Commit to building your 3-2-1 network today. For a longer, healthier life is always a life well shared.